Alright, welcome to a real quick video on getting these DC 16 volt jacks to work. If they're acting up, you're getting an intermittent signal or a bad connection. And this seems to be a really common issue with these scalextric power bases. And I've only owned 3 of these in my life. 2 of them are these two, and they both had a super bad connection on these 16 volt inlets or jacks, and I couldn't really find a simple video on how to fix it. So I had a quick look inside, and I think I figured out a pretty good way of getting them to function. Basically the same fix for both of these. I'm going to show the inside. I think this one is a slightly older one. My first scalextric power base with the switched directions that I love. So I started out with this one, slightly newer. This is what it looks like on the base. I've taken the screws out. Nothing really to tell you about that part. The interesting part is this. The 3 points where the DC jack or the 16 volt jack, I can't remember if it's AC or DC, whatever. So it connects to these 3 points. And I could tell with this one that it was this back one that had actually broken on the connection going all the way up over to these parts of the power base. So the soldering was in good condition. It had actually cracked all the way over here in the back. It had cracked, so I tried resoldering it first to start with, but that didn't change the issue. So what I did do, if I can get a sharper, get this to focus, my shitty phone. But what I did was I grabbed a little carpet knife, anything sharp really. I scraped some of this green plastic off to expose just a little bit more copper over here, where I could add a tiny bit more of solder to bridge that gap. Because what breaks these is the force put on them while pushing the connector in, and of course, like I used to play with this as a kid, stepping on it, pulling on the cord, whatever, you know, there's a lot of stress put on these parts. So I bridged that little gap, soldered it up, added a tiny bit more, but I think I could have gotten away with just exposing the copper and using what was already on there, really. But I had some and I added a tiny bit more. Just be careful not to bridge any other direction. I heated these up, this one, that one, with the existing solder, just to get them to like fix into position harder than before. Maybe not necessary if you know which one of these 3 points is the issue. All right, so that's that one, and like I said, pretty much the same fix for this one. Super stoked it worked. Like I said, sorry about the quality. It's not the best looking video. This is simply to maybe help someone save one of these power bases, because the one that I showed you first, actually I couldn't get that to work at all because it had actually cracked. This one was working intermittently, and I couldn't really locate which one was the issue. This one I know was one of them, but this one kinda got a flickering light when I pushed that side as well. So I did the same thing with this one, reheated this solder just to get it to stick in the position, fix it better than it had. Like, it'd been wobbling around for 30 years probably. Did the same on this one, just reheated it. And okay, so I'm gonna try and fix the light. This is the one where I did the same thing. I exposed the copper, added a bit more solder, and bridged the gap, fixed it in place. It's fixed on there really hard. It was wobbling around a little bit, but still worked. So even if it seems like a bad connection, this could really improve the way it functions. So both of these work really well now. Just plug and play. Hope this helps someone.